And
Oh no.
welcome to episode, I guess we call this like 9.5 because the whole crew ain't here today. But this is NerdFlow. This is going to be like a spitting game edition because it's going to be all about video games this episode, just video games. Young is out sick and Tink, she's working. So it's going to be just me and Checkmate on this episode. So
Yes, sir.
for y'all that love, that's a video game, the gamers and the gamer heads, man, this episode is just for y'all. So, all right, man. Let's see. First off,
Ian.
what's that?
Now, where do we begin? It's a lot to start with.
Yeah. Before we jump into the major topic, Destiny 2. We was talking about this before we started, man. So Destiny 2, dropped the official trailer, for the sequel to the current Destiny right now. There's a lot of things going on in the game. I currently play. Been playing Destiny since the beta. Playing for 3 years straight, nonstop.
Yeah,
Um, so what it looks like now in this for those who are not currently playing Destiny, it looks like the antagonist for Destiny 2 is going to be the Cabal, which is another one of the alien races that you fight against in Destiny, and it seems like the raid is going to be kind of like fixed around them this time around. For those who have played Destiny or played Destiny for a short little minute, what it seems like in the trailer, it seems like the tower, which is your home base where you go every time, gets attacked, and so everybody's like the tower's gone, all your weapons are gone, so everybody's going to be pretty much starting fresh in this new game. This is a good way for Bungie to pretty much kind of get the audience back that they lost in Destiny One, and
yeah.
for those who kind of like they was in, but then they just just fell off the map on. So
I don't know. I feel like they're gonna do something huge with this because, like you and I were saying before we started, was Destiny. The first one was a sleeper, so I feel like if they did more promotions around that it probably would have been bigger than what it was because it was big, but it got big late.
yeah, yeah. Um, Man, they be running up trailers everywhere. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm surprised they're running trail. Like I go to Twitch, it's a commercial. I was watching like Walking Dead. I saw the commercials. Like I'm surprised how amped the advertisement they got behind this game, and it ain't like it come out like this month. It comes out in September.
yeah. It's a while.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're building a hype for it because they know for a fact that they missed the opportunity by promoting it really hard, promoting the
Hmm.
first Destiny really hard, and they saw all the gamers that got with very little promotion. They're like, well, hell, let's pump up the promotions and advertisement and see where they get this. They are everywhere, Facebook everywhere, so which is good. I'm glad.
Hmm. Other new thing that came out through the trailer was it's coming to PC. So that's gonna bring a whole nother a lot of more gamers on board with it because a lot of people that's PC gamers are it's just like Russ it's like a whole nother because PC gamers are
Oh,
just a whole nother what do you say like a whole nother
another breed of gamers.
I'd say like a whole nother breed of gamers. So man, you got the PC
Because I can
community.
attest to that because I was a hardcore PC gamer and those, normally the heavy PC gamers are the ones that normally build their own laptops or the ones that actually own gaming laptops or they go to actual gaming events. So those are normally PC guys, which is cool because there's a lot and if they add crossplay, which I think would be a huge mistake if they didn't, because they got crossplay with Gears of War, so I'm pretty sure they should be able to do it with Destiny. But I guess we'll see how they go. But they had crossplay with PC gamers, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah, hopefully they'll do that. And then the other thing with Bungie is like, of course, we all know. Well, we know for sure. Like Halo One compared to Halo Two. Halo
Yeah,
Two took it to a whole nother level from
yeah,
the first one, and leaps and bounds. And people was on then. I think Halo Two was actually when Xbox was actually starting to do their experimentation with Xbox Live too as well. I believe. Well, at
yeah,
least I want to say.
yeah. What they did because what Halo 2 came out when 360 first came out.
Was it then? Or no, it was still the regular Xbox because I remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Halo 2? Yeah, yeah, you're right. I'm thinking about Halo 3. Halo 3 was when they did the new. And Halo 3 honestly from 2, um I don't know, I don't think it was that big of a difference, but I think the story of course was more in depth and they added those skulls and added more benefits from them, which was pretty cool too. But
Hmm. exactly.
That's about right though.
Yeah, and that's just like, and then you seeing the same thing with Destiny and stuff like that. Because like we, current Destiny right now, we got private matches like latter part of last year. That was something that didn't launch with the games. We got private matches and stuff like that. More PvP modes and stuff like that. The biggest thing from Destiny 2 is going to be. It looks like it's going to be more of a. They're going to tell more of a story this time because a lot of the story of Destiny was kind of left in the Grimoire cards that you would unlock when you go to certain places or pick up like dead ghosts and stuff like that. You pull a lot of the backstory from Destiny through that content, but I think now they're really gonna like tell pretty much tell a story this time around and put more into the story. That's what everybody complained about on the first Destiny. It kind of like went around. It kind of went around a whole lot on the story piece and didn't really. It has the lore of Destiny is really good, and I think if they were to put that in a form where you can see it on screen and actually tell that story, I think it'll get a whole lot better score. Because I know the first Destiny, when Destiny first launched, I think it was like a 7. It was like a 7 or yeah, it was like a 7. I know IGN gave it like a 7.
Yeah, it came out 7.5, and that's the cool thing. What's surprising about that is everyone that played it was saying it should gotten way higher reviews. So I'm not sure if it was just like, but even Game Informer didn't give it. I think Game Informer gave it an 8 maybe. But
Yeah, it was at like 7. It had like 7s and 8s. But the thing was that the rating, even at the rating that it got on some places, it still just freaking sold well though.
yeah, it is. Yeah, that's why I feel like that's why I know Destiny 2. I don't know. Normally, what I feel like developers make a mistake in doing when they have a sequel from a great game, like they change like the core mechanics that made it great. Like for example, I'm gonna use Gears of War. Gears of War 1, fantastic. I played it for like 3 years straight every day.
True.
And then when Gears of War 2 came out, they downsized the characters, the graphics are different, the gameplay is way different. So I mean, hopefully, if they stick to the core mechanics that made the game awesome, it'll be good.
Yeah, it's a shooter that feels good, man. Because I know when I go to other stuff like Call of Duty or any other game that's like a first-person shooter, like it's just something about what Bungie does with their mechanics and how it just feels as a shooter. And you can understand that because anybody, I'm sorry, for me, like when I play Halo 5 on my Xbox One, they still kind of have those core mechanics. 343 is doing it, but it was just something different from when Bungie had
When Bungie,
control. Yeah, it had control of Halo when I was playing multiplayer, man. And like multiplayer and Halo 5 feels so different to me that it's hard for me to play it.
because Call of Duty is so archaic. It's not, and that's what I tell people. I said arcade doesn't mean chaos. Arcade just means it's very arcadey. Like it's really fast, quick, get the match done. It's not for me anyway. For Call of Duty, I don't think there's a lot of strategy in it. So that's why games like Destiny, Battlefield, what I like because it's open. There's more variety of weapons. You don't just place me on one small map and have us kill each other. The match is over. So, so I think Halo. Unfortunately, the later Halos fell into that same mechanics as far as like, okay, well, we're for Call of Duty, so it should work for us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like the small problem I have with. I love Battlefield. Battlefield 1, played it, loved it. I think with Battlefield falls kind of like victim sometimes to the large, massive maps. I think they need to do a good mix of small and big because I know like the ones on Battlefield 1, they did some massive maps.
Yeah, on the other Battlefield, like Battlefield 4 and one previous to Battlefield 1, they actually did that. They gave you a mixture. They gave you an option you can do small or big maps. But this one, primarily all of them are big though.
Yeah, they're all good size. Yeah, they're all good size maps. But man, I know like with I think it was 4 or was it? No, it was 3. That's when they started doing like the premium pass, and it was one of those expansions that had just strictly just small maps. It was perfect.
People love it. Because I ain't lie, because I downloaded like, okay, this is awesome. So now I have an option of playing large scale warfare if I want to, not being or I can go to a small map with some quick rounds. Give me an option to do both.
Right.
Cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like with Battlefield 1, like they didn't give you the options to do any small maps. There's most of the large scale maps, but hopefully with this next, I don't know when is the next. I don't even know when the next, or is it already out already? Because they haven't really been advertising it that much. I know they've been kind of holding to the core maps that they have on there for some time now. With
well, no, the new one's smaller. I think about a week ago.
And we go okay.
Yeah, and actually, they are smaller maps too.
They are okay. So I might get back in on that then. Because I got EA access. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
see.
yeah. They have more games, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And then we got All right, man. So this is still kind of like telling on the telling on the ends of Destiny and things like that. A lot of people with the trailer, well, of course, like okay, Destiny 1, you had the you had the same thing with the exclusives. So PS4 has exclusives to certain weapons, certain gear for a select amount of time. Like during the first year of Destiny, it was primarily for year. It was trying finally for like it was like year one, and so they would have it for like a whole year,
Yeah,
and then after that, then Xbox One would get it. So what? So
long time.
now, huh?
That's a long time.
Yeah. So like now, a lot of people in an uproar about that particular thing with going into the which now going into the sequel, and I always hear a lot of people saying like, "Oh, it's a bad thing for for them to do that." But like, okay, give you another example. When PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox was paying for exclusives left and right. That's how they got Grand Theft Auto. That's how they got what other games did they pull from? That's how they kind of like got Final Fantasy to come over to the Xbox 360 and stuff like that. And so now I hear a lot of like podcasts, gaming sites. They're bashing the whole thing. Now that Sony's doing it and they're winning in a sense as far as in sales for as far as in consoles. Now it's like it's a bad thing that
Yeah,
that is only exclusive for, and everybody's saying like nobody wins when they do this. It's like, well, guess what? Nobody was winning even when we were the people who were the diehard Sony fans and for PS3. Like we ain't
yeah.
complaining and say nothing. We just sucked it up and knew we was gonna get some better games.
That's true because I remember that happening. I remember going through that same scenario. I'm like, damn, I'm a dire PlayStation. I refuse to buy Xbox for one game, so I'm gonna stick to my PlayStation. Even though there were games on Xbox I really want to play, but it's like that's common territory, I guess. And that's part where I'm in the phase now. I'm just able, I guess, a little bit just have both systems because I just rather have both systems because I don't want to miss on any really good games on either system.
Right. Yeah, so I feel like it's like lately. I feel like it's been being a double standard, especially with Destiny with them, because I know like now there's a couple weapons right now that are exclusively on PlayStation. I think it's like two. I think it's like 2 or 3 weapons that are exclusively on PlayStation, and Xbox is going to get them, but Destiny 2 is going to be out. So it's kind of like nobody's going to really go back to play with those weapons once the new game comes out. So they feel kind of like cheated in a sense, and rightfully so. They are kind of. I kind of wish Bungie would have kind of like, oh, okay, with this past update we just got at the end of March. It kind of would have been cool if Xbox could have got those games a little bit early, and they kind of would have, but it's not really under their control. It's really kind of their agreement what they have with PlayStation. But I just feel like it's like right now with PlayStation being so far ahead as they are with
Really?
sales and everything, it's like everybody wants to jump on that bandwagon like, oh, it's so bad, but like nobody spoke out about it at the time. It's like, so why jump on that bandwagon now?
Yep, that's true because everybody was expecting Xbox to blow them away because of how good the 360 did, but that's because PlayStation underestimated, and they did. And honestly, I think Sony, I don't know, there's so much thing they did wrong with PS3 was ridiculous, and they did all of that right with the PS4.
Mm-hmm. And see, and now with Microsoft is trying to. Now they're trying to make things right. They're trying to focus on gamers. They've taken away features like the Snap feature on the Xbox One now, and they're kind of like they're really trying to pull that because when they came out, they was like, oh, it's all about entertainment. You can watch TV while you do this, and you can watch a movie. You can snap and play a game, and so they've slowly backpedaled away from that motto now, and they're trying to be more trying to pull those gamers back in. I think that's also I think that's why like they kind of like it's kind of why the Scorpio has come up now, and I think they want to try to redeem them. So they just right now I think they just want to hit the reset button because they made the wrong step.
I mean, they don't even it's shaping up to be pretty beastly, but they're still saying that to not sleep on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh no, definitely not sleeping on the Nintendo Switch. I think once they really get their game library up and get some more support from third party, and they come out with some more games. Once this Odyssey drops, and then you got um,
Man, Mario.
Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, all that stuff. Once that stuff comes out, more people gonna pick it. I mean, of course, everybody's right now is on Zelda, which that's a pretty good lengthy game to hold, at least to hold you if you take the time.
Again, if you do everything on there, it should last you till the new games come out.
Yeah, so it'll hold you down at least for the meantime. So let's see what else we got on the plate, man. We got they was talking about there was some information that came out about they were saying the new Spider-Man that's been made by Insomniac might be dropping this year. Some people are very skeptical about it. I think
Rightfully so, because they jacked up almost every Spider-Man. I think the last Spider-Man that was actually pretty good was the Spider-Man Dimensions. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that was like one of the best ones that they came out with in forever.
The thing is, the problem is they come out with like 10 of them and they've made like one good one. So I guess be a bit skeptical about it, but if Insomniac making it, I know it's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's what I know, and I know they kind of like some people kind of skeptical because Sunset Overdrive was it was okay. It didn't it didn't set records or anything for Xbox. I think that's what they were hoping for, but that didn't happen.
Well,
But
I was the first got at that though, so I mean, I don't get too depressed about it. But obviously, Insomniac, they make a lot of good games. I mean, hell, they made Resistance.
yeah, Resistance 1, Resistance 2. Then you got the Ratchet and Clank. Oh, and then also another game that got revealed this week, and I know you're gonna be happy about this. Jack and Daxter, they're coming out with I think it's a collection for PS4.
Well, they came out the PS3 collection, so now they come out PS4. Okay, I'm excited about that.
So it's gonna come with Jack and Daxter, Jack 2, Jack 3, and Jack X. All so it's probably gonna be like an HD collection or a definitive edition or something like that. Probably gonna be like they're gonna probably remaster it to bring it up to quality of the PS4 and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
So I'm hyped for that. I'm hopefully at the same time we'll also get like a new Jack announcement as well, because we need those staple.
New Jack. They do. So they did, but at the same time though, they made a Ratchet based upon the movie that was coming out. Or no, it was actually the movie was based upon the game. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a Ratchet and Clank. I think just PlayStation kind of needs to go back to those, because PlayStation is pretty good about making new IPs and stuff like that, and stepping out and taking a chance and making new IPs for their system. They don't have that problem, but they do kind of have the problem of going back to kind of what works for them too, like your Jacks, your Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, stuff like that. So I think they need to kind of incorporate those games that kind of brought us to PlayStation as well, just kind of like for nostalgia purposes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas with Xbox, man, they need to take more chances. Honestly, they need to take more chances, build more new IPs, and stick with them despite how they do, and kind of like try to run with it a little bit more. Because of course of course you got Gears, you got Halo, you got your Forzas, and those are the really games they kind of hang their hats on a lot of the times. A game that I played this weekend that just came out on Games for Gold, which was Rise, which is made by Crytek. I think they should snatch that up.
Yeah, Rise actually good.
Yeah, I love the combat in it, because when I loaded it up this weekend when it came out this past Saturday, I loaded it up overnight, and I got into playing it, and like the mechanics are very similar to like a Batman Arkham, as far as the buttons are out in a different sequence, but as far as like you counter, you roll and stuff like that, and you have you can execute your enemies and stuff like that. And I really like it. I mean, there's some improvements I feel they can put into it and stuff like that. But overall, man, it's a pretty decent game. They can really make it something. If they were, I think with Rise, if they would stop, huh?
I said that was one of the launch games, so yeah, I didn't get that much hype either. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think one thing is, I think it's really short. So
Yeah, it is that as well. I think if they were to go back to the drawing board with Rise, if they ever were to reconsider to come out with a sequel for it, I think they should probably I think with the controls it has, I think they should pull from Batman from Arkham as a whole. Make it an open world. There's not a open world game that's based in the city of like Greece or Rome or anything like that. That does not exist. Nobody's made a game like that. So I think that would have been a good thing for them to do. Just make an open world game that's all about being a Roman warrior, sticking with that. I mean, you could choose to customize your character however whatever they want to do from that point. But I think they could have had something with that. They could have had some big boss fights. They could have also borrowed from, I think Rise could have borrowed from God of War a little bit, had some big boss fights and stuff like that, and there's a lot of things they could have did to make that game probably stand out a lot more. Because Crytek they don't make crappy games. They made what was the series?
it, what's the game? I think you're talking about
the soldier with the suit. I can't think of it right. Oh, I can't think of it. Oh,
man, it's right on top of my tongue.
I gotta look it up now. Oh man, I cannot think of this freaking game.
What? Bro, holy moly, it was two of them. Actually, no, they made three.
They made three of them.
Yeah, they made three because the last one was in red. I remember the lettering.
Crisis. That's it.
There we go. When you say Crytek, it sounded like almost rung a bell in my ear. Crisis, Crytek.
Yeah, so you got so they did. I mean, Crisis did really well on PC to the point where they really released it on PS3 and Xbox as well. So I mean, it's like, man, like they should have just. I mean, I think Crytek is Crytek still around? Or did they? I'm trying to think, did they shut down? I think they're reconstructing at this point. I don't think they're completely gone or anything like that. But I think they're also in part with the. I know they've been doing stuff with the Oculus Rift, which still hasn't come out yet. So, but yeah, man.
VR is getting there.
Yeah, VR is getting there. It's stuff that's trickling out. Hopefully going into this year's E3, PlayStation would drop a lot of games that'll have VR versions on top of regular console versions that they can come out with. They really got to buff up their library for VR. I would typically probably get one, but I'm kind of more on the sides of I would probably want to get a Pro just first in general. I mean, I know you need a Pro to make it work with the VR, but I want a Pro in general just for the enhanced graphics with the 4K TV and stuff like that.
I do kind of. I don't know, man. I don't re-buy a PS4.
Yeah, I know, me too. I mean, because now, man, I mean, even with the new update that just came out with to add a portable hard drive to it, I bought one for my birthday, and I'm like, man, I'm good to go now.
I'm good on a Pro because I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm good on it. I mean, I can't re-buy a fucking PlayStation. That makes no sense. Just for better graphics, even though the graphics do make it. I mean, the graphics are different, and different enough for me to buy a whole new system though.
Yeah.
That's a tough. If it wasn't as expensive, okay, cool. Or they have some kind of trade in, like if you got a current PS4 and you want to trade it, they give like bonus credit towards the Pro or some shit like that. Yeah, but they don't do anything like that.
Yeah, very true, very true. All right, man. This is a very quick episode just to make sure like I said, we're down 2 members this week, but we wanted to just still give you guys something. What's that?
I said, yeah, try to give them something.
Yeah, try to give you guys something like a bonus episode or whatever. And typically, you guys get Spittin Game via the Patreon, but this actual special edition episode will be going to the regular feed, and I'm gonna also throw in I'm actually gonna throw in a Spittin Game episode as well on top of that, the first episode as well, and add it to the regular feed for you guys, just to get you guys and get your fix of NerdFlow. So I'll be doing that, so you'll have 2 episodes listed on this feed as well. So we'll be back next week. We talk about a bunch of more stuff that we wanted to touch on this week, but we couldn't because we want to make sure the full team is here in effect. But no, man, it was good just to chat it about just straight games. So
Yeah, for a quick little minute.
yep. So your boy Royalty and Checkmate, we are out of here, and we'll see you guys next week for episode 10 of NerdFlow.
Adios.